Okay, so we had a look at how we can very quickly and easy manipulate that bomb to create downstream variants. I think one of the big, really nice things in Windchill is you can see how visual it can be using the built-in visualization, right? That's one of the three core parts of Windchill. So if you've got that visualization, as Imran showed, you can very quickly and easily tell, what you haven't added across, what's missing, much better than trying to trace lines in an Excel spreadsheet, things like that, right? So you can create all of those downstream bombs and quickly and easily find out what's missing, what's not correlated between them. Probably the last step in terms of once you've created that bomb is then, well, what do you do with that bomb, right? So we've seen how we can use it to generate manufacturing work instructions, but really at some point there you'll tend to want to integrate that into some other system. And typically that's your ERP system, right? So we did show this slide at the in the first webinar about those enterprise integrations. So there's lots of different ways that you might want to do this, okay? But generally it's a case of typically you'll have that manufacturing bomb and you'll want to now send that off to your ERP system for planning, okay? So there are a number of different ways to do that. There are some out of the box turnkey integrations as shown here to things like SAP and Oracle that the PDC have, bi-directional, all sorts of clever bells and whistles to transfer that information. But the architecture of Windchill gives you a lot of other options as well. Things like ThingWorks Flow is a newer option that's come onto the scene for parsing things. A whole bunch of different APIs. We can, do simple things like dropping out an XML file for a listener on your at the other end to pick up and import that in. There's multiple ways to do that, and in fact, PTC has been given an award for having, that openness and integration capabilities for PLM tools. Okay, so I guess the simple answer is if you want to integrate it into another system, there's lots of different ways to do it, something that we should talk about. Okay. All right. So that's really what we wanted to cover off in today's webinar. So we've really had a look at, how we can uh, build bombs, how we might take more complicated product structures to give us some ability to manage variability within that product, and then how we can use those bombs to build downstream information that we can use. Okay, actually, something I forgot to mention, actually, Imran, when you showed the manufacturing work instructions in Windchill, another facet to that, which we haven't discussed at all in this series, also related on the ThingWorks side of things, is there's also the ThingWorks Operator Advisor, which is another way of presenting, I guess, more dynamic operator instructions. So that's another facet that comes in there. That information is driven from that MBOM as well.